Well, this week, the only thing we got left to finish the exterior of the house is the siding. But unfortunately, it got delayed. So we don't have any siding. I got a James Hardy fiber cement board for the outside that will run along there. Unfortunately, we don't got it. So it's time to tie up some loose ends this weekend and work on some other stuff that I've been putting off. Which, one of them is right here. So these boards that I was talking about the other week, I'm actually going to get those on. I'm also going to take some flat stock and toss it on here in the camper because we haven't been in here in a while. And we'll be able to finish all this up. I'll take out some of these little nails that are here, toss this on, get a mitered corner here running along. That'll help finish up this look so that way when we go to paint, this is already on there and it'll help really tie things together in here. Yesterday I brought down this storm door. It was at my parents' actually, so I'm gonna end up installing this because they got a new one. But I'm gonna install that today on the Shedition. And lucky for me, during this last week, I got a dirty old bathtub from this kitchen or this bathroom that we're remodeling back up north. So what I'm gonna end up doing is plugging all these jet holes. Not entirely sure how, but I'm gonna plug them all up. And then I'm gonna build a base around and get rid of all this piping and stuff for the jets and get rid of the motor. I'm just gonna turn it into an ice bath so that way I got one for outside. But I'm open to ideas on how to plug up these holes and actually seal it off. So if you have any ideas or any methods that I could use to be able to seal this off and make it look not like a crummy old bathtub, I'm open to ideas and hit me up in the comment section. All right, so on the other side, I was not quite as smart. I was doing one by one. So as you can see, I smarten up here. I'm getting the measurements and writing it on each one. And then I go through, make all the cuts, lay them out, and then I'll just start nailing them up. Just one after another, after another, after another. This way went way faster. Alright, so this is just some old flat stock that I had laying around, so it's all beat up. I'll put some caulk, whatever, on the seams and everything that I'll have, because I'm just trying to use it all up. But for now, we're just going to use it for here, get it all on. I don't have the caulk today, but down the road here, I'll get some caulk on there, and when we repaint all this to make it look livable, it'll actually look pretty nice, and it'll help finish this jut out so that way it looks a lot cleaner and more finished. So I'm gonna get started on that and we'll see how it goes. All right, so behind me, you can see this one's still not done yet. Doesn't look too great, but over here, I think it came out pretty good. I mean, obviously the seams look pretty ugly, so once I get some caulk on it and then paint it, it'll look just like a solid piece, which will look much nicer. But I think that looks a lot better, especially compared to that weird like carpet with like corner wood piece whatever finish that they were doing. Like it had kind of like this carpet stuff there. Looked terrible, and it smelled awful because it was a hunting camp, so I had to go. But I think that's gonna look much nicer, so I'm gonna get started on this side. All right, well, about to put on the storm door. It's used, so it comes with no instructions. I've never installed one before, so this might get a little interesting. We'll see how it goes, but we'll get it on here. Hopefully it fits and everything goes smoothly, and we'll go from there. And then after that, it's onto that bathtub, just starting to disassemble it and try and make a frame for it. So hopefully this goes smoothly. So as you can see, I'm starting to actually attempt to install the storm door. As you can see, I'm putting it on the wrong side because the super genius that I am decided that I was going to apparently walk through a solid wall. So it takes me a little bit here, but then you'll notice once I actually get it on there and secured, I take a second to look at it and just go, oh, yep, got to go the other way. So I make the correction, I take it off and swap it around, and then everything starts working just fine after this. Alright, well, time to start taking this thing apart. I want to get all these pipes off first, get this motor off now, get everything off the bottom. They tried to do some extra stuff over here to like level it out where it was originally at, which actually didn't work out in their favor anyways. But get all this stuff out and off, and then depending on the time, because it's already starting to get late, but depending on the time, I might actually build like a box around, but I'm still not entirely sure what I want to do. If I want to do just like 4 posts in the corners and then put sheathing on the outside to keep it lighter, or if I just want to use like 2 by whatever and just build it and make it heavier so that way it isn't going anywhere. But I don't know yet. Still haven't made up my mind. Probably think about that while I continue to take off all this pipe. So time to get started. All right, well, this is gonna be a short week, short video, but luckily, before I put on the 2x4s, I remember to bring it out because otherwise it wasn't gonna fit through the door. It's a little racked right now because it's all uneven underneath, whatnot. But I'm gonna put another row of 2x4s along the top to really tighten it. I ended up putting these lags in to hold that down on the corners, and then I'll probably put some sheathing around on the outside to kind of like close it up. But outside of that, I just need to buy a plug for down there, clean it out, and then figure out how I'm going to block off all those holes that are now open. Unfortunately, I have no idea what I'm going to do, so if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments, because I can't really think of anything. I mean, I could dump epoxy or something in there, or either way, I have no idea. So if you have any ideas, let me know what you think on how to close that up. And then at the end, the reason why I'm thinking of epoxy is because I'm doing an epoxy finish all the way around to try and pretty it up, and I'll probably end up spray painting the sides and the spring and whatnot, and we'll have a working ice bath, which I've always wanted. And then we'll have to do a sauna here one of these days as well. We'll get a sauna put out here, but you know, got to be able to get things up and running out here and living out here first. So anyways, I'll see you next weekend.